friends. Welcome. Today is day 4, and the topic of this live is resistance. Day 4, I want to just talk about resistance. And please keep in mind, friends, that I'm going through the same things that I'm talking to you guys about. I'm making the plan, doing the work, staying committed every single day. So I don't want you guys to think I'm just talking at you because I'm doing this with you. Day 4's topic, like I said, is resistance. And the focus of it is really to press through so that you can get to the other side. Because you're doing something that normally you haven't been able to successfully commit to or finish, there's going to be resistance. Anytime that you're going to try to do something different, there's going to be a force of resistance trying to come against you in essence. It's the same thing like, for instance, working out. I use that as an example a lot because I enjoy going to the gym and working out. And a lot of the analogies are relatable. So when you're working out, doing weight training to build the muscle, you're literally, what you're doing is you're picking up something heavier than that's normal to force your muscles to engage and activate. So why they call it resistance training, because your muscles are literally the resistance against the weight. Like when you're doing like an arm curl, that resistance is what is causing your muscle to flex and then engage, cause your whole body to have blood flow to the muscle and all of that. And that's what's going to cause you to build the muscle. So that resistance is what is needed for you to persevere and grow. And as you build your endurance in working out, you increase the resistance. You increase the weights that you're using. You don't start on day 1 at 5 and then you're on day 100 it's still at 5 pounds. You're going to be at 25 pounds at that point because you need more resistance. The 5 pound got too easy. So right now, your regular life was easy in essence. You might not have liked it, but it was easy. You knew what to do. You knew every time what time to get up to go to work. You knew what to do with your eyes closed. You knew the dips and dodges you could do around your supervisor. You know that you could halfway post on Instagram and just live life cool. You know you could spend more time just scrolling on the gram, and when you feel like you're over it, just close the app and go off to do something else. You know that I know where I can go to get a quick meal that's probably not healthy, but I can just go grab it. Oh, I know what to do instead of doing this business plan. Like, I'm going to just call my friend because she always got some good tea. So I'm going to be able to get all the good word and good gossip and information from her. You know the easy routes. Now we're going to be resisting that because you're going to be picking up heavier weights now. Now you're not going to be able to just run and go grab that burger from the fast food place. Now you're going to have to actually sit down and plan, what are the meals that I'm going to have for this week? What is the alternative that I can get instead of get what I normally get? Okay, I know that I don't want to be at this job any longer. So what do I need to be doing to build this? Okay, now I need to spend an extra hour every day working on my resume. I need to spend an extra hour every day working on this business plan so I can leave this job, so I can create a date to say when I'm going to leave this job. Before, you just spent that extra hour complaining, or you spent that extra hour trying to figure out how to not get caught by your supervisor for not doing work. You spent that hour scrolling Instagram. Now you're going to pick up the weight that's actually going to build the muscle in you to get you to your next level. That weight is the work that you've been refusing to do, because let's face it, you've been refusing to do it, or you'll pick up the weight and be like, oh, this is too heavy, I'm putting it down. No, thank you. So that weight that is your business plan, that weight that is your marketing plan, that weight that is you posting consistently on Instagram, that weight that is you getting out of your box of comfort and saying, well, I should be reaching out to people, but I'm not. So I'm just sit back here and just complain about this job, or complain that I don't like the state of my life, but not really go out there and do anything. Oh, there's a few mixers happening after work, but I'm going to go home because I don't want to, I just rather complain. No, we're not complaining. The complaining season is over. Now it's time to do. Now it's time to put action behind our words. No one wants to hear your complaints anymore. I'm telling you that because I don't want to hear people's complaints anymore. I'm tired of hearing people complain. Oh, I've been wanting to do that for years. This is the year. This is still the year. It's still 2023, and there's still time. There's still 2 months worth of time left. So, like I said, there's still 100% of 2023 left until the clock strikes midnight on December 31st, which becomes January 1st. There's still 2023 left, and there's still time for you to shift and pick up those weights. So, the resistance, don't look at resistance as a negative thing, because nobody builds muscle, nobody builds endurance without resistance. All of my Peloton friends who are on here, you hear them on turn up your resistance. That's what's going to build the muscle. Not staying at the easy pace, not sitting down in the saddle the whole time. The resistance is what's going to build up the pace. So that's what you want to focus on. Find joy in the resistance. Find joy in the small accomplishments. I'll share this one thing with you before I sign off. So I've always wanted to be a runner and run. And I could run for like little, very short increments and then walk and then run and then walk around. But like steady running, always wanted to do that. Like admired people who are just like, yeah, I did 10 miles today. Like, love it. Never was me. And the Lord was saying like, slow down. So like the whole season of my life has been like, slow down and hear me. But that's a whole nother life. But so I was like, you know what? When I go back at this gym thing, I'm going to slow down. So I slowed my pace down. The first time I did it, I was able to run 8 minutes straight. Never in my entire life, even in my most fit time, have I ever been able to run 8 minutes straight without stopping. Like, I was over the mountains through the woods, happy, excited. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the key. Slow the pace down. This is it. Then I was like, I'm going back to the gym tomorrow. I'm going to run again. And did the same thing. I walk for 2 minutes. I have to do my stretching. Walk for 2 minutes. And then I'll run. Did it for 8 minutes again. And then I'll do like a quick interval of walking. And then I'll do like an actual sprint with a high speed. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I did it twice in a row, because one time could just be a fluke. You just be like hype or have a good day or you have a good playlist or something like that. But I did it 2 days in a row, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. So during the second day, I saw this woman on the treadmill, like right next to me, and she was just running steady, and I'm like, dang, how long is she running for? So I get off the treadmill, go into the sauna, do my stretches, go into the sauna, and she happened to come to the sauna too. So I was like, do you mind telling me how long you ran for? And she was like, oh, about 40 minutes. So I was like, ma'am, how did you run for 40 minutes? I was like, what pace were you running at? She was like, oh, I run at a very slow pace, and then I slowly bring the incline up. Never has that occurred to me. I always thought people just run at like an intense pace and they're just great runners, or they just have amazing endurance. I don't know how they got it, but they just have it. And I just always in my head it feels like everyone runs fast when they're running. And so she was like, yeah, you have to start at a really slow pace, and that's what builds your endurance. And then, you can slowly increase it, but it's really slow and steady. And the saying, slow and steady wins the race. And so I was just like, this is amazing. So we had a whole long conversation, and I say all that to say my whole life has been like, this is nearly impossible. Like, I just can't do it. Like, as bad as I want to be a runner, I'm just not a runner. Like, just not. But I still in my mind want to run, and I still do try to run, not successfully, but it doesn't happen. After I put that to work, I ran for 18 minutes with no AirPods, nothing in my ears. Literally, I was just praying in my head, like just saying my prayers and stuff. 18 minutes. I have never in my life run for 18 minutes. When I say like, I still like am on a high from that to this day. And that was a couple of days ago. I'm just like, all it took was a slower pace, but the consistency at a slower pace. No one needs to be rushing. There's not a race to a finish line. There is no finish line, because your story is always going to be constantly unfolding. You don't know the full picture. God is never going to give you the full picture straight out the gate, because you can't handle it. You can't even handle the little bit that you have, because you're barely doing it. So let's be real. We always want the full picture, but you can't even handle the little puzzle piece that you got. So reel it back. And it's a consistency. It's the slow and steady that wins the race. The resistance that you're facing is just because you need to figure out the strategy to get that slow and steady to win the race. Picking up the weight, continuing to stay committed. All these years, I've been an avid gym user for years. Never had this revelation. Y'all might be like, duh, it's really not that deep. For me, it never crossed my mind to slow down pace. Never in my life. And this really helped me to, like, it was just an epiphany. But I say all this to say the resistance is important. The resistance is, don't look at it as a negative thing. The resistance can be a positive thing, because that's what's going to birth the next level of you. That is going to birth the training season that you're in to really reach your goals. The resistance is to help you progress. The resistance is to help you get stronger. The resistance is to help your commitment. It's to help your consistency. Because if it was all so easy, you'd quit easier. But if you're going, and you turn around to see how far you've come, and you realize, I can't stop now. I've come too far. The resistance has built this muscle and endurance in me that I cannot just let go all of a sudden. You're going to keep going. Don't let the heaviness of the weight in the beginning deter you from building the body that you want, building the dream that you want, building the life that you want. It's going to be heavy, but it's only going to be heavy for a short time. Once you figure out that strategy and you get that strategy and you commit, literally there is no limit to your success. And that's what I want you to focus on today. Don't focus on the weight of the resistance. Focus on the promise after you get used to this weight, because the weight is going to be here to stay. It's only going to increase as you continue to increase and build momentum. So be encouraged by the resistance, because if there weren't any resistance, there would be no change. But if you feel resistance, that means that change is on its way. So be encouraged. I'm excited to see you guys' results. I say this every day because I really am, because I see myself changing. I see the results that I'm creating and I'm loving them. So I want you guys to fall in love with the journey and not the process. So I'll see you later.